the homosexual movement is not really made up of homosexuals. It's made up of white women.
It's made up.
And I've observed
no, you're right.
this.
You're right.
Like, now, granted, the homosexuals I know are all right-wing guys like us. So that's a very self-selected sample, right? I'm not friends with any gays that are left-wing. All the gay guys I'm friends with are, if equally, if not more,
they're all like
right-wing.
They're all like, fuck these
I know some gay guys that are like oven all the right? So like okay, so like yeah, but I have never known a homosexual that has been involved or interested in the gay rights movement, and I have almost growing up where I have in New York, in the New York City area, I have almost never known a white woman that wasn't interested in the gay rights movement. The gay rights movement is a circus show for heterosexual white middle class white females. And the funniest thing is that they kind of know it, but they don't want to admit it. So I have caused massive butthurt just by pointing it out. Like if I'm talking to like a super pro gay, and it's I don't know, maybe Kurt has some insight into this. There's something about the female psychology, their methods of rent seeking,
well, it's
their
signaling.
Methods of social signaling. I don't know what it is.
Remember that their reproductive strategy is very simple, right? They are trying to make sure their offspring, right? Anything that's vulnerable is protected, and that's it. Right? There's no sense to it. There's no reason to it. It's just chemistry. We know it because we know that we can give women increases or counteracting drugs to alter this, and their behavior towards these circumstances changes. Just like if you give us more testosterone or you cut it, our behavior changes. So there's nothing rational about it at all. It's purely impulsive.
Oh, I don't think it's rational, but I just think it's interesting how. So you think in a way that. Maybe if I'm putting words in my mouth, in your mouth, correct me, but you think that women are taking the homosexual rights movement as kind of a surrogate motherhood thing? Like they're saying anything weak, anything that might be...
It's more like it's to themselves, right? So it's very hard for us as men to view the world as women. Because, we walk around, and I always tell women, go out on a fucking street corner sometime and scream help, and guys will come out of the woodwork to protect you.
Yeah, they will.
Right? I mean, I was like, well, I'm afraid being around you men. Why? Just get upset. Every man within hearing distance will be there to protect you in the millisecond. I mean, we don't even think about it. Just feel good if we come to your defense. And so, the women walk around and they see us as these really dangerous gorillas around all the time, capable of impulsive
not necessarily us. Some people maybe.
Well,
just call them.
They do.
Just call them.
You have the solipsistic tendency it's more common in women to basically self-interpret, see through themselves anything that they hear. So they experience it as if it's happening to them. This is incredibly useful if you're raising babies, right? Which can't communicate to you. But it's really not very useful when you apply that out to other contexts. And so you just find a whole lot of signaling to one each other, self-affirmation for women when they can protect things, and then they see the gay community as just another version of them that gets more heated passion behind it. So it's just a really simple. It's precognitively simple stuff going on here. We don't have to give it a lot of thought.
Yeah, it is interesting how I've never gone to one, but I've been on the peripheries of them when they've happened, sort of gay pride events, and you're like, why is this all heterosexual white girls? Because it is. That's why they need babies, because
that's the right answer right there.
Give them babies and they won't worry about this stuff. This is what happens when you're 30-something white single female in an urban environment and you don't have a baby. You start going to gay pride because you want something to mother.
Some of them
that's actually true, though. They want something. One of the things you find very obvious in the other parts of the world, and of course I see here in Ukraine, is that the women have their children young, and they're adults. A 22-year-old girl here is an adult.
It's a child here.
Not in the United States.
it's a
No, I
child.
mean, talk to women, I talk to women who are
Might as well be
35 years
14.
old. They still haven't grown up yet. I mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just trying to find myself. I don't know. I like him. I don't know if his dick's big enough.
I thought that was a recording. That's
No,
you?
that was me.
That's actually.
I need to do some more voice
Find
acting.
yourself-
I'm actually a little bit
Find yourself in the ovens. Okay, that's where you're end up finding yourself.
Oven right now is at
Someday
616
you're gonna open-
degrees.
You're gonna open your eyes and you're gonna find yourself in an oven.